Look, I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit them right.
All right, everybody. We are back. Give you a couple minutes to settle in. Just go ahead and comment. Let us know where you're commenting from. So we'll go ahead and shout you out on here. And yeah, this way we go ahead and get going. In the meantime, guys, how's everything going? How's everybody doing this week?
I'm doing good so far.
You don't want to ask me.
You know what? Just for the sake of entertainment, Josh, how you doing?
Well, I've been great, man. I didn't say completed, but just came off the 8th anniversary on Thursday. We had a good weekend.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Good year. Good 8 years. Not always perfect, but it's good. Great.
It is what it is, man.
Looking for more. And then things happen on Saturday and yesterday that made my weekend and made the anniversary great. Ain't that right, Austin?
Yep.
Yeah. Glad to hear it. Oh yeah. As Briggsy, the man responsible for it all, he's saying it's draft time. And damn right it is, man. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and just get straight into it. Welcome back to the HorseShoe Mob podcast, where we're coming to you with everything for all the horseshoe news that you can get. Like I said, it's just like right now, it's just like we're coming up on a very special week. Before we get into that, we'll go ahead and shout out the guys. So we have the one, the only, Mr. HorseShoe Mob himself, Josue Senor.
Was good. Yeah, I've been lucky the past few weeks, thanks to the Lakers. Hey, you did say I'm a horseshoe, so I've been lucky.
You know what? We have Austin Cook, everybody. Just like see how much of a buzzkill that is.
What's up? I'm Austin. Shout out to Playoff Jimmy.
Himmy Butler, as Austin would call him. Yes, and I am Chris Jackson, and apparently De'Aaron Fox is playing with a fractured finger.
Yeah.
Hey, if Jock can play with a bad wrist, then Fox can play with that fractured finger.
The way that Ja was jumping around, he about to be playing with a bad back if he keep on jumping like that. Like, right. Sir, there's no reason why you need to be trying to jump over a 6'9" man. Like, what are you doing? Like, even when he was coming down, it's just like, oh, this might not end well.
Yeah, it was terrible. I jumped up, thought he was gonna hurt himself because you're trying to jump over like you said, 6'9", 264 man. That's not
Yeah. And he is not 6'9" nor 264, so it's just like that's not going to end well for him. But either way, like I said, we're back, and we have this week. We are T-minus 2 days from the draft. We will. Matter of fact, this time Thursday night, we might just be picking our quarterback, and we'll see exactly where we are, but. As of right now, it's a special time. And it's not a special time because the draft coming up. It's a special time because of the contest that we have going on. So, as we stated last week, we're currently running a contest where if you're able to guess the Colts' first 4 picks correctly, you will be able to win a jersey of your choice. And that will be whatever jersey that you choose. I think it's the rookie jersey, correct?
We did. It was rookie or I think the rookie and the regular jersey are about the same, unless it's something like
jersey.
This is something that a throwback or something that's.
Yeah, as long as it's no throwbacks, because there's a big difference between having a CJ Stroud rookie jersey and having a Johnny Unitas throwback jersey. That's a huge difference. So we're not going to be doing that. So yeah, so like I said, all you have to do is just make sure that you just go at the bottom where it has the Twitter handle at @horseshoe_mob. You go to the Twitter page, you make sure that you're following, and then you submit your 4 picks on there. And mind you, this has to be the Colts' first 4 picks. So it's picks 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the draft. If we're going to trade, we could possibly be a trade, but it has to be those first 4 picks for the Colts in that draft. And like I said, you win a jersey, easy peasy. It's a lot easier than Jim Irsay's contest. Jim Irsay wants you to guess the whole schedule, including the bye week, potentially for $1 million. Did I enter in? Absolutely, $1 million.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, let's just be completely honest with ourselves.
You're like, I'm not dumb.
Yeah, I was just like, is it ridiculous? Yes. Does that mean I'm not going to enter? Are you crazy? Like, no, because if in the off chance, if in the off chance I do end up winning, then I got the schedule together and it's $1 million. Like, what are we talking about here? But yeah, so just make sure that you go to @horseshoe_mob and make sure that you go ahead and get your picks in. But yeah, and then also let's go ahead. We have to make sure that we mention, go to www.fanbattlesports.com where you'll be able to keep up with all the AFC South news. There's a special tab just for the Colts fans because it's just like we're a great fan base, and forget those other guys. Okay, we're fantastic. All right, so let's not forget that. So yeah, make sure that you go to www.fanbattlesports.com. You can go on there, read articles. Like I say, there's different submissions. You'll be able to listen to previous episodes, and you'll be able to see us in all our glory. So without further ado, guys, only because it's smokescreen season, and until the actual pick is in, we've heard a lot of nonsense. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk about some recent draft rumors. Okay. And these aren't necessarily rumors about the Colts, but they affect us because we pick 4. And 4 is a very odd place given who is in the running, what quarterbacks are out there. So I'm going to say it's just like Austin. The most recent rumor that we've heard has been that Will Levis supposedly is Carolina's pick. Are we believing that is real, or are we believing that's a smokescreen?
Yeah.
And why?
So it came out. The Panthers know who they're picking.
Okay.
And apparently, as soon as that came out, Will Levis is maybe telling people that he's the Panthers pick. So it lines up that could be true, but I personally don't see that happening. I don't think that they traded that much just to bring in Will Levis. I still think their pick will be Bryce Young. So I think that's just somebody made something up about Will Levis and people ran with it.
Okay. And so because the thing is, like I said, I Carolina is a team that could potentially need a quarterback. Now, once again, I think you had Matt Corral, who he got hurt last year, so you didn't see much of him. And of course, Steve Wilkes, also the coach before him, they were basically just kind of like playing for their job. Frank is the head coach job. So do you think that the Panthers could just go ahead and just be pulling the wool over everybody's eyes and just not be picking QB potentially? Or do you think that this is something where it's just like you can afford to kind of take a flyer on a quarterback with Levis, and then if it works out, then they look like geniuses, and if it doesn't, then oh well, that's what it is, and then you'll be back in the running next year for a quarterback. How are you gauging where Carolina is with their potential train of thought?
Is that for me or Josh?
No, for you.
See, they just gave up so much to
Yeah.
get that number 1 pick. I just don't see it being for anything other than a quarterback.
Gotcha. Okay. And that makes sense. That does make sense. So
But
okay,
that kind of stinks for Matt Corral because he got hurt and he didn't even get to show like who he was.
yeah, didn't even get to compete. So okay, so then Josh, moving to from the number one to the number two. Now let's just assume that Bryce Young is taken. Now we've also heard news that the Texans have said that they could potentially just go defense for this draft. How much of that is smoke? Because I know the Texans didn't tank or they didn't give up anything to do that. But the thing is, you have number two and you have number 12 in terms of
Right.
draft picks. How do you potentially go about saying that, okay, well, you know what, like how much do you believe that the Texans could be more so going for defense than they would just go for quarterback?
Well, things they have a lot of things. Well, from the other commentators and writers as on the Family Sports Network, um, they have said that most of that is smoke screen for us. Things being leaked out, but from other sources, they say that if they don't go quarterback at all, whether Bryce is there or not, they could go either is it Tyree Wilson, offensive lineman,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
or
defense lineman, yeah.
who's the offensive lineman? Is it Wilson? Tyree?
Um,
He's offensive lineman, ain't it? Or he's either
no, I
him
think
or huh?
Pitt. The top offensive linemen right now are Skoronski, Paris Johnson. Um, that's about it.
Yeah, or he can go Willie Anderson. So those are the possible two picks if they elect not to go quarterback, and they could trade down. So there's a lot going on. It could be reasons for them to like the same thing with the Panthers to entice other teams to move up if they feel like their quarterback um, could be drafted by the next team. I mean, like us. I
Okay.
mean, we are four. I mean, if our guy is CJ Stroud, then we would trade with either Houston or Arizona to get our guy.
Gotcha. So let's just say hypothetically speaking, right?
Mhm.
Let's just say let's say by some type of bizarre happenings, Will Levis does end up going number one.
Yes.
Is Bryce Young then the surefire actual is Bryce Young the number or the pick for the Texans if Levis is taken first?
I do think my based on my opinion, I think Texans want Bryce Young. They like him. I think after he visited with them, he canceled his other visits, top 30 visits. We didn't get a chance to talk to him. So I think, my opinion, based on my opinion, I think he will go there.
Okay. Okay. And so now there's also been another crazy rumor going around that Minnesota could be in the mix to trade up for Houston's pick. Now
Yeah, for Levis.
Minnesota is picking 23. So to trade all the way up, I mean, it's going to be a heck of a draft haul. I mean, you're talking about a team that already has 12 draft picks, potentially, pushing that up to maybe 13, 14, 15 draft picks for this year, and then getting more for next year. So, I mean, how likely do we see that being the case?
I think that's dumb because they already paid Kirk Cousins. I mean, you paid him already. I think he got 3 years left in his contract, and then you trade up to get a guy second overall. That's a bit much.
Yeah. It seems like a whole lot, but I'm sure Vikings fans would love to get from under Kirk Cousins because he's Kirk Cousins after all. So
I mean, they
that's
didn't play. They didn't play too bad. I mean, it would be a reach. I think it would be a reach for Minnesota to do that because he didn't play too bad. I mean, then at 23 they still can get Hendon Hooker. I mean, I don't know why people not mention his name. Maybe he's not a first round. At the moment, he's not a first round quarterback. But why do all this? Trade up, give up all that assets to draft at number 2. You got a guy that's making hella money at quarterback
Yeah.
now when you get Hendon Hooker.
Well, I'm going to say there was also a few things that came out this week, and this is a complete aside from what we were talking about, but the S2 recognition test, the one that they were talking about with CJ Stroud, where, speaking of CJ Stroud, Harish says CJ. All right. Yes, we know where your loyalties lie, Harish, so we do appreciate you for that. But there was news that there was a couple of scores on the S2 cognition test that came back where they said that they were false. They didn't say whose they were, but CJ Stroud originally tested the lowest. Now, I'm not going to go into my conspiracy bag, but I'm just going to say that if he's saying that, there were a couple test scores wrong after it showed that CJ Stroud only scored 18% out of a possible 100, then one of the ones that he's alluding to being wrong is probably CJ Stroud's test score. But once again, like I said, it's just like I'm not feeding too much into it, because if he did score that bad, then maybe he'll drop in the draft. And according to how these mock drafts are looking, he might just drop. So, I mean, I don't know. But in the meantime, and we're not going to be too long tonight because, like I said, I'm going to be live streaming from downtown Kansas City. So this way we'll be able to get live reactions of whoever's going to be picked as QB. It's probably going to be CJ Stroud. Whoever's going to be picked as QB for us. We'll see Stroud, Anthony Richardson. We'll see. But Austin, who is your pick for the Colts' next quarterback?
Yeah, so I just feel like it's going to be CJ Stroud. Like we talked before, I didn't think he would fall all the way to 4, but now I really am feeling like we can get him there.
Yeah. What about you, Josh? What's your overall feeling? Who do you think is going to be the Colts' next quarterback?
My gut feeling is Anthony Richardson. That's my gut feeling, but I think it's going to be CJ.
Okay. Well, I'm going Stroud or Richardson. Either way, because like I said, Will Levis is a crapshoot. I just, I've said what I said. Listen, we joked about it for far too long. I'm not on the Will Levis train.
I've not been joking the whole time.
You said what?
I'm not joking the whole time.
You know what, Austin? I don't need this negativity in my life. All right, so let's just get that out of the way now. I don't need that negativity in my life right now. Okay.
Is there a possibility we could get Bryce Young?
I feel like he's either 1 or 2. I don't think he's getting past the Texans if the Panthers pass on him. Personally.
So I'm gonna say that I don't think this is where my thoughts kind of contradict what I've been saying. I just don't see. I know that Bryce Young is a talented player. I know what he can do, but at the same time, I do believe that some teams are going to get cold feet in the draft and just go with who they believe are just like the surefire picks.
Yeah,
like it's almost like we knew that Deshaun Watson should have been like the number one, the consensus number 1 quarterback taken in the draft, and somehow Mitch Trubisky from UNC, who nobody had ever heard of prior to the draft, somehow ended up being the number 1 quarterback taken. And I feel like that's why this Levis hype is kind of like, really? Like, I just know that Bryce Young might be a dog. Maybe the size, maybe the height and the size is really still throwing people off, but I don't know. I think I think any of those 4 quarterbacks that we've always talked about, it just could be in play.
I mean, I agree. Um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Thursday. It's gonna be
I'm
very
excited for
interesting.
Thursday. I'm ready for it to be over.
Yeah, it. Once that happened, then now we got training camp and stuff like that. So, Ricky training camp, but it's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting. We'll see what we get.
Yes.
It's-
Yes, it will. And you know what? And with that being said, guys, like I said, it's we told you that it wasn't going to be much, only because like I said, this is the season where everybody's tight-lipped. So we're not gonna be hearing a whole lot. However, we do want to just go ahead and just remind you of a few things. We will be streaming live this Thursday. All right. So this way we will be at Brick House in downtown Kansas City. So if you want to come through, just go ahead and just say what's up. Also, shout outs to somebody from the Colts fan base, Camacho Joe, who actually won tickets, I believe, to go to the draft. So
okay.
congratulations to him as well. Please make sure that you're visiting www.fanbattlesports.com for all the Colts news from us. Also, you'll be able to stream the episodes from there. You'll also be able to stream all our episodes on Apple Music, Spotify, Spreaker, whatever you may use. You would just go ahead and just look up HorseShoe Mob, and then you'll see it on there. Other than that, guys, where can the people find you on social media? Starting with
Now,
you, Josh.
I know we're not gonna end this episode without you telling us your experience at the Kingdom.
What kingdom?
You went and you was dressed up in your coast gear at the Chiefs Stadium, right?
Oh no, yes. That first off, that's not the kingdom. Okay, that's a cereal bowl. That's a big
That's what
red
they.
cereal bowl. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do that. So first and foremost, I walk in, and nobody gave me dirty looks. So I'm gonna say these. So these were like the good fans. These were the fans that are just like cool. Like, hey, all right, that's fine. Because you know what? It's just like at the end of the day, Chiefs and Colts, they're not rivals, right? So they're just like, okay,
Well,
whatever.
because we beat them a lot. That's why.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But you know what? It was just like it was cool. The guy who was giving the tour, he'd been working with the team since the 80s. And what was actually cool about that was he had two of the championship rings. So the owner, Clark Hunt, gave all 700 employees, he gave all of them rings when they won the last Super Bowl. Not this one that they just won, when they won the last one in 2020, which I thought was like super dope. So
like all real Super Bowl rings or just
legit rings.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, well, I mean, you just rolling money then, huh? But it was cool. Like I said, they recently renovated a lot of it. They have a oh God, what did he say? He said they had a 165-inch screen like TV in their like Hall of Honor where they honor all the Chiefs greats. Went onto the field, took pictures of my stuff out there. Took pictures at Mahomes' locker. Come see me, son. And then got to see Chris Jones. His locker is actually like there's like a small pillar, and then you see Chris Jones' locker. Chris Jones wears a size 20 shoe, and his cleats were in the thing. Like my son was holding one shoe, and he's holding it like this, and I'm like, you can't come see me because you are too massive of a person. So you leave me alone on that one. So yeah, it was it was cool. Like I said, I took pictures everywhere, made sure to, go wherever I can. Overall, like it was I had to go repping my team. I mean, Chris, he's not that into football yet, but he loved it. He loved the opportunity to just go and run and be all over the place. So it was actually pretty dope. Like it was a dope experience. Tiff was talking about
You have to explain why she was wearing the wrong gear.
Because
You,
for some reason she just likes to disrespect me in that way. And I had to remind her that the Chiefs' record against us recently has not been good.
Right.
And, she was talking about potentially getting tickets to the game this year, but I'm just like, there is no game this year unless we go against them in the playoffs, in which case then, I'm not sure that would be the case. I would hope that we would be hosting it in Indy, but,
right.
it is what it is. But overall, it was a cool experience. Like I said, I love her, so I'll forgive her for her traitorous ways when it comes to her wearing this Chief stuff. But also, please remember, with that tour, they actually gave us hats that were included with it.
Okay.
So yes, so that's the only reason why that was the thing, because I was not buying hats.
So where are your hats?
I don't have one. Listen, we got 3 hats. Tiff has 2 hats. Chris has 1 hat. I have 0 hats because I'm not wearing that nonsense around here. Okay, let's just be honest about that. All right.
I respect it. I don't
Hey,
want to
don't
see
be
you
over
Thursday.
there. Don't be over there popping open that Arbor Mist in a can.
Dang it! I'll wait.
Man's out there drinking Arbor Mist out of a can. You're a menace.
No, this is a truly. I'm paying homage. Right.
Okay, Ray Cherry. But yes, it was fantastic. It was like I said, it's a good experience. I know that, like I said, I know that we're all Yankees fans, but I will be we'll be going to see the Royals play the A's the week after this weekend.
Okay.
So yeah, because I don't know if you know, but the Chief Stadium and the Royal Stadium are literally directly next to each other.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like literally like the Chief Stadium and the Royal Stadium are probably like, I'm gonna say, like if I'm here, it's maybe like within eye shot. Like you can walk out of the stadium and then walk into the Royal Stadium, and it'll take you like maybe a minute to get across.
Well, maybe we should look at the schedule and see if we play the Royals there and meet up there.
I'm down. Yeah, we got plenty of opportunity, and plus these tickets are actually pretty cheap. So,
oh yeah, cheaper than the Texans game.
Yeah, let's do it. And then Ashley Hall says, "I want AR. I like AR. I like AR. Yeah, I like AR. I think he's somebody that is going to be criminally slept on, and if he gets in the right system, then he's going to be an absolute terror for whoever he plays against."
Did you see what he did you read what he said, saying that he have a Hall of Fame career? I don't expect confidence is not what he lacks. I can tell you that.
No, absolutely not. And the thing is, confidence isn't what he lacks, but also he's coming into a situation where he's dealing with a coach that knows how to make sure that he's putting his quarterbacks in the right position. So, right. He's and Ashley alludes to it. He can learn from Shane. He reminds me of Jalen Hurts. And yes, because the thing is also, Shane Steichen was able to gradually build that offense over time to fit with Jalen. And I have no doubt that with the pieces that we already have in place, there might be like 1 or 2 pieces, maybe get another O-lineman that can come in. And then now it's just like you're potentially getting somebody who's going to be able to make sure that he's in the right positions. It's not going to be where, you're just throwing him out to the wolves like they did with guys like Zach Wilson or somebody like that. I think they're going to absolutely put him in the right position. So that's why I'm very optimistic for whoever we get, except Will Levis, because he just looks like an absolute nutcase.
Well, speaking of Zach Wilson, we didn't talk about the biggest news.
Oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers is now a Jet, and that's
wearing number 8.
Yeah, wearing 8. Like
this is crazy, man.
Yeah,
this is a crazy offseason, man.
it is crazy. It has been crazy. And then he said, "Did you hear what Will Levis said? Yeah, about him being the number 1 overall pick. Good, fantastic. Like I'm completely okay with that. If he's the number 1 overall pick, I'm down.
But thing is, how bad would that look if he was not the number 1 pick?
But then again, this was the same guy that put mayonnaise in coffee and then was eating a banana with the peel on it. There's no lengths to how much of a maniac this guy looks like. Like
Don't say that. Don't say that. You say maniac, he could join us at 4.
That doesn't make him any less of one. That just means he's a maniac in a blue. Like, what are we doing here? We call a spade a spade.
We do.
But hey, listen, that's just what it is. And Carson Wentz 2.0, that's exactly who he is, because he's Carson Wentz with blonde hair.
Yeah, I see those. I see those traits.
Yeah. But either way, guys, we will see you next week. Make sure that you tune in. Once again, we'll see you this Thursday. We'll be live streaming. And yeah, so if you have any questions, make sure that you go ahead and that you tag us on the HorseShoe Mob page. Find us on Facebook. You can also find us on Twitter. And yeah, so other than that, guys, have a great evening. Like I said, go Colts. We will see you Thursday. And as always, just remember that Sam loves Jalen Ramsey.
Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest. It be looking like magic. Better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone. I'm bad